Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Eris, and today I'm going to show you guys how I made this backpack. Here I'm actually using nylon taffeta, or you could just call it taffeta. So today we're using this waterproof nylon taffeta. We have some black lining. I have some black nylon taffeta with the waterproof backing also, and I have 1.5-inch straps for the handle of the bag, and I have 1.5-inch for the adjusters and the square rings. I have some black zipper, some zipper pulls, 3 to be exact, and here are the dimensions that I use for the bag. For the bottom, top, and everything you need, you can just save this as a screenshot and you can use this later. So it's important that I say this before we move on, is that if your own curve at the top is not as round as mine, it means that it's going to affect the entire length of your zip. So you can just remeasure this just like what I'm doing here, and you can make any adjustments if you really have to. So I'm just going to trace my pattern out and cut out my required pieces. So to cut the lining, I just sort of pinned one piece for the back, and I just traced it on the lining. I pinned it on it actually, and I'm just going to cut it out to get 2 pieces for the inner part of the bag. So here are my 2 pieces, and off camera I just cut the rest. So this is the front panel. It's basically the main piece divided by 2, but I added a little centimeter, so you can just refer to that main page for any information you need, and you have all the numbers there for you guys to use. So I'm going to just fold this over to sort of cover the zip. Okay, and these are the bottom and top pieces where I'm going to put the zip and join to make the band. And same thing, I just went and traced the same thing for the lining. So before I sew the zip in, I just pinned it down so it doesn't move around. You could use clip or pin, they both work the same. Basically just hold your work down, so when you're sewing it's not shifting. So I'm just going to go first and sew everything from the wrong side. Then you take the same pieces that you have joined together and you top stitch. This gives a neater finish, and it actually makes your work lay flat. So basically what I'm doing on this side, I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing on the other side of the zip, but I just did that off camera to save time and not record unnecessary things. So I'm just stitching the sides down to make it easier to manipulate your pieces. I'm just sewing both sides before I'm going to add the bottom, but before that, just quickly put my zip heads. You can see this. You can click this link to see how to fix your zipper heads if this was too quick for you. I was going to say to you. So I'm just going to lay my bottom and top piece and sandwich our zipper piece there. Then you clip it, and don't forget your allowance is 1 centimeter, so it means that you're sewing approximately 1 centimeter. So I'm just going to go and sew both sides like this first before turning it inside out to top stitch. So now we're just going to have one round piece, or rather one round band. Some people call it band, some people call it top and bottom, but anyway you call it, it's the same thing. It's your side of your bag. So I'm just going to top stitch that to make it flat and neat. And if you notice, the base and the top are not exactly the same, and this happens sometimes, so I just trimmed any excess off so that I have the same length all the way around. And now the next thing is for us to move to the front of the bag. We're just going to lay this aside. So first I'm going to do literally the same thing the way I fixed that zip, but I'm doing it for the lower part first. So I'm just going to put the zip, the piece of the zip that we're going to use, a little excess is always advisable. It's easier to trim the excess than not have enough. So but before we do, as per usual, just clip it down on the top there, then you take it and you stitch, then you top stitch, so you have a finished piece that looks like this. So now is to work the upper part of it. So I always advise that beginners do this. You just clip it back on your pattern so that even if you have any excess, or if your hand moves, or if you're sewing shifts or whatever, you know that your finished work is still going to be the same size. So just clip it back on your pattern. This is why the pattern is important, because if you do this without pattern, you may have a piece that will be slightly bigger than the piece that I cut for the back. I don't know if you understand me, but this is always like a safety net, and I always advise you do this. So you just go and stitch one line across the top, and you've attached the upper part of your zip. So before you down stitch the sides down, if I say down stitch, that's not a thing. I don't think that's a thing. So I'm just going to quickly fix in the zipper pulls. You can use 2 zips, but here I'm using just 1. So off camera, I just sort of sewed the straps that I have, the 1.5 inch strap on the rings and the adjuster, and this is going to be the top handle where I just sort of stitch the middle. You can leave it flat, but I wanted it to be a little thin, that's why I stitch it like that. So now you guys should just watch how I attached my straps to my adjuster. This is the only way I know, and this is the one that works best for me. I don't know if there's another sequence, but if you know any other way, let me know. But this is the one I use, where I loop the strap through the square ring and bring it back to the adjuster. This way, when you wear your bag, you can just pull it up or pull it down, make your strap long or short or any length you like. So this is the one that works for me. So now I have 2 units. I'm just going to sew on the back piece itself. So before we move on, we have to mark out exactly where we're going to attach our straps to. So first is I'm just doing 5 centimeters from the top. You can move this back and forth. There's no strict rule about it. But I'm just going to draw one straight line, so it's going to guide us when we are sewing. But before we move on, we have to mark the middle of that line so that we know that we fix our straps dead center of it. So this is the extra strap I'm just going to sew on top to give you like a very neat finish. But before then, we have to attach the strap to the piece of fabric itself. That's the back panel. So I'm giving it like 1/2 inch from that spot, basically like 2 centimeters. So first I actually just pinned the top handle and the back strap together. So I'm just doing it as one unit. You can do them side by side, but when your straps are fat like this, I advise you put them on top of each other, because put them side by side, they may be too close to the edge. So I'm just going to go to the sewing machine quickly and stitch this so that it's not moving around when we're sewing our I don't think this is decorative. I think it's required. It gives a very neat finish. So now we are using that line, the 5 centimeters from the edge line, as our guide to sew this on. But as usual, you want to use a little precaution, which is basically just pinning it on the material itself before taking it to the machine and stitching it down. So after stitching from the back, I folded it over and I top stitch on it to make it neater. So this was like a last minute decision, and you don't really have to, but I felt that the fabric was too flimsy, so I just wanted a little reinforcement. So I just took this piece of EPE foam. You could click this link on top of the video to learn more about stiffeners, but before then, let's finish this bag. So I just stitched the sides down so that when I'm joining everything, it's super easy. So these are my 3 pieces. I actually sewed the lining on each panel so that we just clip it like this, and it's super easy and you don't have to struggle with your materials a lot. So these clips, they are just called binder clips or just regular clips. They are very common. I'm going to see if I can put links for you guys to buy them on Amazon, or you can check my other videos where I put possible locations in Lagos where you could buy this thing. So here I am using my flatbed sewing machine. It's one of the newest ones I have, so it's still a little difficult to work with, but this one is much stronger than the one I used to use before. It's really fast and it's hard to control sometimes. So I'm just going to sew this round once. You can leave your ends raw like this, but I'm a sucker for finishing, and because this is something that I want whoever is going to use this bag to really enjoy it, And if you've come this far, it means that you are actually eligible to be part of the giveaway that I'm doing on this bag. I want to give it to one lucky subscriber in Nigeria. So if you are listening to this audio and you put this text in the comment section, Eris, I want the bag, and I will pick one person that's going to win this bag in Nigeria here. So going on with our tutorial, we are just going to go around with some heavy duty bias tape, and this gives it a very neat finish and a very professional look. And I hope this tutorial was actually easy for you guys to get along with. I really love making this bag because I've been making this type of design for some years now, and it's super easy. It's good for beginners or even advanced people. And if you would like me to make any other kind of bag, please just put that in the comment section also. So what do you guys think of this bag? I really like it though, and it sucks that I have to give it away. And if you are the winner of this bag, congratulations in advance. Thank you guys for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much. I love you, love you, love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah.